I'm about halfway through listening to Carl's video on the interview with DS Stonier, or Stonier, talking about her techniques and approach to interviewing Nurse Lucy Letby. It's a brilliant video Carl's done. I'm finding it very hard to listen to it without getting really upset to know that the quality, and this is the point of Carl doing the video, to show how woeful. Obviously, we know what Paul Hughes is, but this is just another individual in the team that he's running, and it's just dreadful. I'm sorry to say. I mean, perhaps there are some competent and perhaps there are some competent and intelligent police officers out there, but Operation Hummingbird wouldn't have included any of those. It would have been the opposite. It's as though they've gone for the worst people they can possibly find. Have they done that deliberately? I'll try and listen to more of it tomorrow. I'm over halfway, but I'm hearing her speak, this DS Stonier, to this interviewer, who could be Liz Hull or somebody else. God knows who they are. Doesn't matter who they really are, but it's just appalling. It's just upsetting to listen to. I'm just getting all. I'm thinking of my blood pressure, and I can't listen to it. I'll have to do it in stages. But it's a very good idea for Cole to put it out there, and obviously Carl's got experience working as a fraud officer, and how you're supposed to conduct interviews. But I can, I don't have any such experience, but even I can hear as well that you can hear this officer speaking, about the approach to the interviews and the approach to Lucy Letby. And what was she saying a minute ago? She's saying, that she was kind of asking Lucy Letby in the interview, well, what I'm trying to get at, if it's not you, can you tell us where our inquiries should be then? It's abysmal what directions our inquiries should go. What an absolute, it's like falling in with a very dangerous, not falling in, she's being brought there in handcuffs, and Lucy is with a set of very dangerous, really stupid people who've got such power invested in them. And they've apparently been trained in this job, but they're awful. Oh God, the danger that she was in, and obviously it was in, because look what's happened since. To be among those people. And she spoke to them because she was honest and open, and she believed that if she's done nothing wrong, speaking to the police would be the right thing to do. And I've seen so many videos where it says, just do not speak to the police under any circumstances if you're arrested, without a lawyer there, or don't speak to the police. I hope I'm never arrested, but if I am, I just won't speak to them at all. I don't think I'll speak to them at all. Unless, you see, I was just watching something else the other day, unless you're arrested under the Terrorism Act, in which you haven't even got the right to silence anymore. And they can take your phone and they can say to you, well, I want the passcode for the phone. And you're not allowed to refuse it. Or passwords to a computer, you're not allowed to refuse it under the terrorism legislation. And you don't have a right to silence. And if you don't have a right to silence under a part of the legislation, that effectively means, because they can pull that law into so many things nowadays, as I've witnessed them doing, watching videos. That means the right to silence has gone then. That means we don't have a right to silence anymore. That came up in that video I shared and posted the other day about the Marine that was arrested for doing a survey about the Marines. They were concerned about a change in the standards that they were operating under, and felt there may be the effects of lowering the standards might put people's lives at risk in the jobs they do. But I don't. Oh God, this is something that Operation Merlin Falcon has asked many times or said many times about. That why can't we have access to the interviews? The police did. Like you get interview access to. I've watched loads of police interrogations, hundreds and hundreds of them, mostly American, but some British ones as well. One of the reasons they don't want to show the interviews, they want to make them public. They won't be putting them on YouTube because it will show how disgustingly bad the police are, how stupid they are. These particular ones. As I say, I hope and trust that there are some of some caliber, and God, there must be. They can't all be like this. I haven't had particularly good experiences in recent times, and in going further back with the police in terms of what I thought their competence level was, or ability to understand quite simple things. Really, that's been my personal experience. Not impressed, Not saying they're all bad or anything. I'm just saying a lot of them don't seem to. Anyway, I won't go too far into that, but yeah, and lying, obviously lying's a problem. They will never show the interviews between detectives, the full interviews. They'll never put them out on YouTube of interviewing Lucy Letby by DS Stonier and whoever else interviewed her. Whoever else interviewed Lucy over all those interviews, however many hours it was, many hours, wasn't it? Across arrest periods in 2018, 2019, 2020. If you saw that, it would fill you with horror. And I'm just listening on Carl's video, according to Carl. I'll link Carl's video below. According to Carl's video with DS Stonier just talking to an interviewer about her approach, as it were, and what she did in these interviews. That's bad enough. But to actually witness it, I think we'd be horrified even more than we are already. It's in our imaginations about how bad it must be, but the reality will be, I would say the reality would be much worse. The cringe level would, like, you'd go insane with the cringe. And I'm not making light of it, but what I'm saying, it would be so terribly cringe, the questions they'll be asking and the approach they'll be taking. It's bad. It's bad. We've seen Hughes. We've seen the Operation Hummingbird video. They're a bunch of dangerous clowns. I'd like to say that to their face. I would. I've said it to them on Twitter, to their, over the last couple of years, I've tweeted them hundreds and hundreds of times. They're dangerous clowns, the people, the particular. It's got to make you think, though, isn't it, really? If for what they think is what more serious a case could they be working on? And if these are the people that are working on the most serious case you could possibly imagine, what kind of people have they got working on burglaries or assaults? Or alleged burglaries, alleged assaults. So but here's obviously an allegation of the worst crime, and these are the people they've got working on it. Hughes leading it, DS Stonier, that guy, I can't remember his name, but it comes up, the one they brought out of retirement, and he's just all like laid back, he's just kind of like lying like, yeah, and I thought that was, he's like he's half asleep, and he's just worse than me, he's that's saying something, but it's just appalling. It's just appalling. I can't listen to any more tonight, otherwise I won't sleep, but I'd really recommend listening to it if you haven't heard any bits about that, because it's got the DS Stonier talking, and it's a good way to do it that Carl's doing it. I just can't do it all in one go because my nerves can't take it. But anyway, that's where we are. And if we're ever in a situation where we've been misfortunate enough to be wrongly charged with something, and you end up dealing with people like Hughes, DS Stonier, and the rest of that crew, you're in real danger. You're in serious danger from these people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I got to say at the moment. But I'll finish watching off the video tomorrow. I'll link it below Carl's video. It's a hard listen because of not Carl's making brilliant points through it. I'm just saying it's a hard listen to DS Stonier. It's just hard. I find it hard because it's just, we know what it's led to. We know what it's led to, don't we? We know the horror of what it's led to, and the years that's been spent already trying to put it right. These clowns have just done it and been paid to do it and been promoted and been given awards, man. It's the Nords, man. It's the Nords. They've been given awards. Well, Hugh's got an award, and then someone like Liz Hull interviewing them gets an award as well. Oh, it's just, come on, give me a break. I mean, it's just awful, isn't it? It's just bloody awful. But it's not gonna, like Carl says in the video, even once Lucy Letby is exonerated, and she is going to be exonerated, this video he's doing is staying up as a testimony, as an example and an exemplar of how bad, how terrible, how woeful the police are. One thing I think won't stay up, although we can always rip it and copy it and keep it up there forever, as many is that hummingbird video. You watch, it's still up there now. I think it's still on YouTube, isn't it? Probably on Daily Motion or something. But when Nurse Lucy Letby is exonerated, they'll be removing that, obviously. But let's hopefully somebody will get a copy, and we'll keep it up there. We'll keep it up there forever as a warning. Do we need any more warnings? We should be forewarned already. How incredibly, disastrously dangerous some members of the police force can be. Not saying all, but it's not looking good, is all I'm saying. It ain't looking good at all. Good night.